What is nicotine? It's a lethal stimulant that is responsible for thousands of deaths across the world. Every day, we are most likely to see this drug. What most people don't know is the harm it can cause to people, especially younger audiences. During the 20th century, it was very, very popular to smoke, and most people around the world did it. But what no one knew was the harmful effects that it had on us humans. The appeal of smoking cigarettes is that it may make people feel more relaxed and happy, as its main component is nicotine, which is a stimulant. But when people start smoking, it becomes very hard to stop and becomes very addictive. It affects a person's brain and lungs, which leads to things like cancer, which will eventually kill the person. Nicotine is usually smoked in a cigarette, but nowadays it can be inhaled through vapor in an electronic e-cigarette. Some statistics surrounding smoking are shocking. Here are a few examples. 25% of people who smoke will eventually die, making it one of the biggest killers. Non-smokers who are exposed to secondhand smoke at home will have a 10% more chance of getting heart disease. And finally, it takes 3 times for long-term smokers to try and quit smoking. Nicotine is a very powerful and manipulating drug and can change your life if you are not careful.
Nicotine has many effects on you, including mental and physical, but I'm here to talk about the physical effects. Nicotine has many effects on you that are some are even still being discovered. For example, here are some effects on you: increase in blood pressure, change in heart rate, flow of blood into the heart, and narrowing of the arteries. All of these effects can give you a high chance of a heart attack or a stroke. Those are just the ones that affect your heart and have a high chance of killing you. You already know that nicotine is deadly. Nicotine has been linked to cancer, as well as these other effects that are on other parts of your body, not the heart. Metabolism issues, green tobacco sickness, lung problems, gastro, and it deeply affects your respiratory system, just to name a few. But saying this won't be able to stop people from using these products. But the saddest thing about these products is the fact that the youth is getting involved with them, which just throws away most of their life, because they're getting involved in these things much earlier, giving them a higher chance of a death rate because they are using it for a much longer time compared to someone who started later in their life.
Smoking. Nicotine in particular has been proven to have many consequences on our human bodies and lives. Smoking is not safe and can harm yourself and others around you. Smoking can have impacts socially, environmentally, and financially on yourself. If you are a regular smoker, you already have a higher risk of heart disease and various cancers than the average person who doesn't smoke. People who smoke often are at risk of dying young and will be socially excluded, as their breath and clothes will constantly smell of smoke. These traits that come with smoking regularly can lead to you having mental health problems, as people will not want to socially interact with people who are putting others and themselves at risk. Social problems are not the only problems that come with smoking. If you start to smoke regularly, you will become addicted, and it will soon start to feel like you can't live without inhaling nicotine into your body. If you are addicted to nicotine, every single day you will need to buy this drug to keep you going throughout this day. The average pack of 30 cigarettes costs $38. If you buy a pack a day, it will cost a total of $13,870 per year for your bad habits. This amount of money could really set someone back financially and create many problems. Smoking has a huge impact on the environment as well. Cigarettes contain many foreign materials that can harm the environment when they are released from our lungs. A common material that is found in cigarettes is tar. Tar can harm wildlife around it and possibly destroy habitats due to its pollution. As we can see, nicotine in cigarettes have many harmful consequences that can affect ourselves and others, socially, financially, and environmentally.
There are many ways in which one can reach out to receive support for nicotine-related issues if they feel as though they need to. There are government-provided helplines such as the 13 Quit hotline, which is designed for tobacco and nicotine users. Another example of a support network are groups like Nicotine Anonymous, in which you can join other users on their path to quitting. This is a great way of making you feel as though you aren't alone and there are others going through the same process as you. There are also a multitude of products available for anyone to buy that are designed to help quit nicotine usage. An example of this are nicotine patches, a band-aid-like device that the consumer just places on their skin, and this replaces and reduces some of the nicotine cravings, which helps the user to reduce their reliance on vapes, cigars, and cigarettes. But perhaps the best way of stopping is telling loved ones about the struggles you could be having with nicotine. Anyone who loves you would want nothing more than to see you remove these life-threatening and damaging drugs from your life, and talking to someone who cares about you and asking them for help is one of the most effective ways of stopping. Also, having an external reason or a goal which you want to quit for can help stop reliance on these drugs, whether that may be things like more money and time for your family or loved ones, or being able to play more sport due to healthier lungs. These are just some of the many strategies and support networks available for nicotine consumers.